All right, hey guys, we're in the workshop today, building a motorcycle. What we're gonna do is talk to you guys about a super top secret bike we're building for BMW. Oh wait, hey Siri, shut up. Sorry, that was Lyle Lovett. It's Lyle Lovett's fault. Okay, we are talking about a super secret project we've been working on for BMW, and I think they've told us it's time we're allowed to talk about it. So for quite some time, a year or so, we've been talking with them about this new platform that they have. And what Andy and I are building, Andy, say hello.
Hola, ¿cómo está?
We've had some, we've got some CAD renderings, we've been doing drawings, we've been concepting, and we've been going lots of different directions with this motorcycle. And believe it or not, it's closer to done than you might think. Doesn't look like it's done, but it's closer to done than you might know. So the entire concept of the bike is that we're building a bike that is an homage to the Henne bike, which essentially, if you guys are familiar, we built a bike we call the Henne BMW. Geez, what? It was probably 3 or 4 years ago.
Something like that.
And we really liked the bike.
It was a while ago.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a hit. Andy didn't love the bike.
No.
No. You're gonna say why you didn't love it?
Because I thought it was a little on the nose.
What that means is he thought it was too close to the factory bike, but if you look at the difference between the factory bike that was from the 30s,
they're vastly different.
Vastly different,
I know.
But it was inspired by another bike that not a lot of people knew about, the BMW, that was a record, a land speed or record-setting bike. It broke the record like 6 times or something, built by Henne. Anyway, so this is a much larger platform. Obviously, this motor is quite a bit larger in volume and size and outer dimensions, and the result of that is these are 23-inch wheels, front and rear. There's a 23-inch slick brought to us by Dunlop that's pretty kick-ass, that I think really makes a difference, don't you?
Yeah.
All right. And what Andy and I have been working on is an overall frame design very much inspired by a birdcage Porsche, birdcage frame Porsche. If you don't know what that is, this is what a birdcage frame Porsche looks like.
What number is that?
You mean which Porsche was it? I believe it was a 917, and there might have been another one too. There were several different it was a 962 and a 917, but they had this real cool, like they called it a birdcage frame because it had small tubing that looked kind of like a birdcage. What you're looking at right now is actually only a mock-up. This is not a frame. This is just welding wire. Andy and I have been using the solid welding wire to mock up the basic geometry. We did some rough CAD simulations to decide the strength of what we could build building it this way, but the idea is this is going to be made out of 3/8 inch titanium instead of this 1/8 inch welding rod in the end, and I think at the end of the day it's going to be quite strong. We're going to wait to give away the rest of the details. There's a lot more details that fill in here. Those who know will probably be able to guess a few things, but anyway, I thought we'd let you guys watch just for a minute as we were tacking together a few pieces. At this stage, we knew the major strength parts of what we were building were going to be this basic backbone, and then of course how all the other pieces triangulate towards the rear. The idea is this frame will nearly just lay down over the drivetrain, and then everything else will go will bolt on after.
Real simple like.
Real simple like. It should be pretty straightforward, even though it looks quite complex. All the electronics and all the electrical gizmos will be hidden under here. There'll be a fuel tank down here, and the frame itself will end up being either anodized or clear powder coated and a black with like a black tint to it, so that the frame visually sort of disappears and it really highlights the engine and the drivetrain that BMW have made, which we think is pretty kick-ass. Anything you want to add to this? You just let them watch.
Yeah. Let's do it.
So the next step, what we're trying to do is fill in visually what we liked on this side of the bike. We've been kind of working forward and side to side, front to back, and going through it to figure out where our weak points of the frame might be, and then thinking what we visually like. It's asymmetrical. It's supposed to be asymmetrical. If you look at the motor, the BMW engine, this cylinder, if you especially look from overhead, this cylinder is a good, what would you say, Andy, 2 inches?
Oh yeah.
It's like 2 inches off center, these two. They're completely offset.
The view from the side, like where we are right now, really kind of gives that away.
Yeah. it shows very, very carefully that, or very specifically, that the center line of this cylinder is right there. It's about 2.5 inches off. So, thus the frame is asymmetrical. We've got some symmetry in these 2 points, but this point where it goes down to the side of the motor and this point where it goes down the side of the motor are vastly different. And so what Andy and I kind of made a creative decision to do was to embrace the asymmetry of having the drive line and the drive shaft all on the right side, and really most of the gearbox is on the right side, and building the frame around those points and taking advantage of it and letting it kind of speak for itself visually. Even from the back, you can see really carefully that ultimately it's not totally straight because this is just a mock-up, that the only part that's really down the center of the bike is right here. And even that, I mean, you can see I'm still able to move this whole table with this one piece. Even that is in the center, but these pieces are not. The symmetry, or lack of symmetry, here is different because of the way this offsets. Anyway, it's a little more complex than we anticipated.
It always is.
It always is, but I'm loving it. I'm having a fun time. Are you? Are you having fun?
I'm having fun.
Except for having to hang out with me. Okay.
You know.
There's that.
What you don't know is that he was bombarding me with Tears for Fears earlier.
Well, Lyle Lovett was playing too, just for you. Lyle will be happy to see that. We'll have to send him the video. Here, inject a photo of Lyle wearing his revival gear here.
Maybe riding a motorcycle?
No, he was riding a horse in this photo, yeah. It seems somewhat boring to continue this theme, but let's go here. It's not exactly symmetrical because we've skipped here. I think I want to go right here. I hear a sewing machine running.
Yep.
So what you're seeing here is I'm marking where I want it to be on the marker. We're clipping this piece of welding wire. And then Andy's gonna tack this in with the TIG. So what happens is, you got your welder on?
Not yet.
It's gonna get loud, but that's okay. What happens is, once this is all done, we'll literally be able to, the way we've built these jigs, is we'll be able to unbolt this, pull it off, and use it as a reference point. Here you go. Use it as a reference point to build the actual frame.
You want to?
Yeah, I'll hold it.
No, I was gonna. You want to skip too, like that?
Yep.
Yep.
Come around over here. Go ahead.
I got it. You can let going.
All right.
Continue your. I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's all good. So we'll unbolt this and we'll use it as a reference point for the length of material of the titanium, and then of course to run some simulations to test to make sure it's as strong as we anticipated. Anyway, so we'll pause for now. We'll come back when this is done. We'll show you guys the basic frame geometry of what ostensibly is. This is asymmetrical Andy's dream bike.
Yes.
Asymmetrical Andy is mostly dead, but we brought him back for this, right?
At least it's purposeful.
Purposeful?
Purposeful. Don't make fun of us. Don't make fun of my speech impediment.
I was going to say, don't make fun of my stutter. No, I think it's going to be really cool. Anyway, all right. We got fun to do. Go away. See ya.
Go away, nerds. Bye-bye.